Hi, welcome to Blood Talk Small Talk, where we aim to provide a deeper understanding of the teamwork it takes to ensure quality care in a healthcare setting. Tune in for a mix of serious science and casual conversation, and you might be surprised to learn just how much goes on behind the scenes. I'm your host, Mars.
And I'm your host, Pete.
Today, we'll be talking about what I think is one of the most important parts of the diagnostic process in terms of within the lab. Phlebotomists are another part of our skilled healthcare team who collect blood samples from our patients and act as the first, most crucial pre analytical step of the testing process. No sample, no results. It's not only about collecting blood, but also the integrity of those samples is crucial in providing accurate results to ensure our patients receive the quality care that they deserve. Today, we invited one of the sweetest, most patient phlebotomists I know who actually trained me during my phlebotomy rotation and encouraged me through all of my hard sticks. Sylvia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Sylvia and I am a phlebotomy technician.
Yes, and one more thing I wanted to add is that, Sylvia is beside, her demanding career, she also a full-time mother, not a full-time mother like that, but, like she's a mother. And if you hear the baby voice in the background, just be aware she does have a little ones with her. And she's still, trying to find time to spend time with us and give us, how to become a phlebotomist, still trying to educate us, be with us today. So we very appreciate your time, Sylvia. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. So before, what does a typical day look like for a phlebotomist?
As you come in the morning, definitely you would have your assigned assignment that is prepared by the supervisor or the lead.
Mhm.
Um, I can tell you from my experience, we do have hospital setting, and we do take care of ER, inpatient, outpatient, and clinical uh, settings. So definitely, we do have most of our phlebotomists ready to go at the beginning of each shift with the set schedule pretty much of where they're going to be assigned in a daily basis.
Mm.
Overall, uh, as a phlebotomist, you have to be ready to experience for anything that can be happening throughout the day. If you're in the emergency department, definitely
Yeah.
it might be a busy day, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to be mindset and be ready.
Yeah, definitely. I can tell. And yeah, especially what just happened last week.
Oh. Just Friday, right? Happy
Yeah.
Yeah,
Friday.
Happy
yes,
Friday. Oh wow. That was
yes,
a way to end the weekend, right?
Mm,
correct,
If you guys
correct.
want to know about that, maybe we'll talk about it at another time.
yeah,
It's just
crazy things that
it's just
happen
crazy.
in the lab.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit why do you choose to become a phlebotomist? And just to let everybody know that I was a phlebotomist once or before I become a CLS, so I can share a little bit of that. But yeah, Sylvia, how can you please tell us a little bit why you choose phlebotomist?
Yes,
Because you want to be a
overall,
vampire?
no, well, yes and no. Overall, and since I was little, I knew I wanted to work in the hospital setting. I did not know what.
Mhm.
I pretty much I was the first pretty much family member that was experiencing wanting to work in a hospital setting. Yet I didn't have guidance at all. So when I met someone in my classes that I was going to, they told me I'm a phlebotomist. I said, "What is that?" They're like, "Oh, I draw blood." I'm like, "Wow, that's interesting." So pretty much I said, "Okay, let me go ahead." She said, "I can help you out if you like
Oh,
becoming a
that's nice.
phlebotomist, and I'll show you what are the steps." So that's where I began, you know, um,
Oh,
getting the information to become a phlebotomist. I always knew that I wanted to work in the hospital setting. I just did not know what I wanted to become. So
that's really nice of
definitely,
her.
Yes, it was. And definitely, I can tell you, I don't regret this experience because honestly, like I'm telling you, every day is different.
Oh yeah.
There
Yeah.
can be days that you are not busy, but there can be days that it will be an extremely busy day. There can be days that your draws, you complete them right away, and there's days that your first draw, it's a hard stick. So
Mm.
you're like, my goodness, what happened today? I already started with the wrong foot. So definitely, I can tell you guys, it is a great experience that I've had as a phlebotomist.
Mhm.
So
And how old were you did that you learn about the hippopotamus when you find out?
when I found out about phlebotomy, I was approximately 19 years of age.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
you
so
did you
I've
start
been doing,
phlebotomy right away at that
I've
time,
been,
or you
I've
waited?
been, yes, I did. I've been doing phlebotomy for
Oh,
14 years.
Wow.
oh wow.
Yes, so it's been
Awesome.
quite a run.
That's awesome. So
Yes.
like for me, actually I didn't mm, I think I was like a lot of other people thinking people who was drawing blood are nurses. Um until I start my first like job after college, and that's I found out there's like the thing called phlebotomist. I really didn't know that before either. And then our phlebotomist was on vacation, so then uh one of our manager, which she's a CLS, so she has to be the one who drew blood. And then I was like, do you want me to help? And then she looked at me like, do you know how to draw blood? And then I told her like, no, like if you want me to help, you just have to train me. Like, I mean,
Wow.
I offering my help, but I don't know how to do it. You just have to teach me, right? And then she was like, oh no, you need a phlebotomist license. So then I think the next day she told me like, if you want, enroll in a phlebotomist program and then we will pay. So my work at that time pay for my phlebotomist program, but I do have to attend the program at my own time. So I would be working and then go to phlebotomist class um after work, and then do my draws, like the 50 sticks on the weekend.
I see.
Yeah, but I'm not regretting that either. So that's kind of, I think it helped me when I was in the program. I was able to finish the draw faster than other students because I mean, I was drawing it before I was a student, right? So then it gave me a study time, and then we all know how crucial that is during the program because it's yeah, it just go by quick. Anyways, can you explain why collecting blood is so important in healthcare? Um,
A lot of people do not realize that the first thing a doctor will need to know what the patient has or needs is by drawing blood.
yeah,
That is the
absolutely.
first thing. Yes, they can see the patient and assume this patient has this. But once they see the results of the blood test, definitely they'll be able to take
Yeah,
care of the patient.
that's
A
the
lot of people don't
confirmations.
realize. Yes, yes. But it is, I can tell you, it is really important pretty much for us to draw the blood in order for the doctor to go ahead and uh,
The confirmation
give
of
an
like the
accurate,
diagnosis,
yes,
yeah, and
yes,
like
an
even
accurate diagnosis.
medications.
Correct, correct.
Yeah. Cause like I mean the doctor can guess like what Sylvia's saying, right? They can guess, but really the test is the confirmations.
Doctors really cannot, they need the test results in order to proceed before they can start treatment. Otherwise, it's just like a guessing game, right?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So I actually heard a little bit about phlebotomy when I was in undergrad. I think in like
Oh,
my
really?
freshman speech class, like we just had to make a speech about like anything, and there was a classmate of mine who was trying to like endorse people to become phlebotomists and why it's such a great career and stuff like that. I don't think I really understood it at the time just because like I my mind wasn't geared towards healthcare. I didn't originally think that I was going to go towards healthcare. But I think there are not enough resources out there to like advertise all of the different careers or pathways that you can
Mm.
go, like your entryway into the lab and stuff like that. And so I think that's another reason why Peach wanted to start this channel and this podcast, just to give people more resources and a bit better understanding of like what goes on behind the scenes. And once again, Sylvia, thank you for taking time to come here and like talk to us and share a perspective of another important member of the team. So
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank
You're
you. We really
welcome.
appreciate you. What is the most challenging um like thing or challenging aspect of becoming a phlebotomist?
The most challenging for me to become a phlebotomist is when I started that I needed a location to have my externship.
Mm.
oh.
Yes, I did have a tough time getting a site or a location to be accepted. So hopefully nowadays,
Oh.
how long ago? It was like what, 15 years ago. I'm talking about. Hopefully nowadays, there is a easier way for incoming students to go ahead and get that opportunity and to get into the externships. That
Mm.
was the most challenging for me. In the workplace, there could be challenges with different type of patients. There's gonna be patients that might be combative. There can be
Mm.
patients that will not want them to be drawn, but in reality, they do need the blood draw. But overall, overall, I mean, there's gonna be obstacles in every job that you have. So definitely, let's. I do not see it as a problem. I see it as something that we can acknowledge and move on. And make it as an experience subject, not
Mhm.
as a obstacle. Yes.
Oh, thank you. I think that just goes to show how kind Sylvia is in, as a person, as a phlebotomist, she's just very kind, like in general. Like she's one of the kindest person I know and work with for years now. And actually I faced the same thing with my program because like my phlebotomy programs, if so after the school or like you have like a lecture part and then you have to get your draw the experience, the draw in the class, they do not want us to count as part of the 50s. They would like it's like an experience, like the practice, they count it as a practice, but they won't let you count as a part of the 50 that will list it and send it to state. So the program, um they want us to have 100 practice, not counting 100, and then we
Mm,
have to go out and look for um another locations, like in a clinic or somewhere else, to actually get your 50 draws. Like for me, my challenges was, like I said, I kind of work full time, so I can only do the 50 sticks on the weekend. So I volunteer at clinics that close by. Had to go through like maybe more than 5 clinics, asking them to be like, please let me work for free. Like basically, um, yeah, just to get those 50 sticks done.
Honestly, I think like I think I was talking to Mary one time. I was asking her if it had been a while since I finished the training program. I didn't recall if she had trained me as well, and we were just talking a little about it. And I was like, honestly, like you guys, I feel like your job is 10 times, like 20 times more difficult than ours because of the change of like the different patients that you encounter and stuff like that. It's just like
Yeah,
I guess what we say most of the time is like us in the lab, like we are a lot of introverts and stuff like that, or we are under the preconception that we don't have to be involved with patients too much. But I was very terrified for my phlebotomy rotation. It was definitely the hardest and I struggled a lot, but thank you so much for encouraging me, especially the times where I was like, I can't do this anymore.
How do you help patients if the patients are nervous and afraid of needles, but they need to be drawn?
Many times, the best way to do is just talk to them. Let them know that it's not that they're not going to
Mm,
feel anything. Definitely explain to them you are going to feel something, but it's just a small little prick. A lot of times you
mhm.
say, "Oh, you won't feel nothing." No, definitely do not lie to the patient. Talk to them,
Yeah.
explain to them. It will be just quick. You just make sure you don't move. Tell me something. What have you done today? Try to get them out of thinking what they're in the process of getting being drawn. So definitely is
Mhm.
talking, making questions so they can go ahead and just forget that, not forget, I can
Focus on that.
never, yeah, focus pretty much that you're going to get your blood drawn. A lot of times it is difficult with kids, but it's the same thing. You talk to the patient, talk to the parents, not the patient, because the baby will still cry no matter what. So it is mainly the focus of the parent that they're holding the patient correctly, um, that they know that as long as we do hold the baby correctly, um, also the mom stays calm, the child also stays a little bit more calm. So it is a process of just speaking to the patients, speaking to the process of what's happening.
So, I'm a little curious, Sylvia. What do you think is harder, outpatient or inpatient draws?
I can tell you inpatient only
Mm,
because the patients are drawn several times a day. So there is a lot of times that their veins already been reused, used, and reused. When they're in the outpatient setting, they're going there once in 6 months, once a month. But in the hospital, when you're inpatient, you are being drawn 2 times a day, 3 times, depending um, the reason they're there for. But it is inpatient. It is can be the most difficult setting.
Interesting.
what about well, and then which ward of inpatient, or is it all inpatients are hard?
I can tell you the ICU.
What would be
Oh,
hardest?
A lot of times, yes, the ICU patients can be the most difficult to be drawn.
Interesting.
Yes.
For me, I would say my I agree with Sylvia when I was drawing. I think um inpatient is harder than outpatient, but on top of that, I think site ward is the hardest part,
you
or the
had to
hardest for me.
you had to draw in the psych ward as like
Yeah.
a because you actually did phlebotomy for a while, right? Or this was
No,
during your
as a
internship.
student, I was rotated in site ward.
So, for our program, right, when I was training with Sylvia, we only did outpatient, but I do recall like my first hard stick was a Coumadin patient, and I was just like, "What? Why isn't the needle going in?" That's like, and you had to explain to me that it was like scar tissue because this patient has been like a long time Coumadin patient. So
Mm.
that was like one of, I guess, the weirdest things and something that I didn't think would ever be a problem while
Like
drawing.
it's harder than to push the needle
Yeah.
through, right?
Yeah, and I was like, do I just like still keep going through the scar tissue or do I like try to maneuver elsewhere? Like that was something that I wouldn't have expected to see. But yeah.
Yeah, so for me, it was the site ward patients because I think when I went in, um, it just like the environment also make me nervous already. Because I mean, I was inexperienced at the time. I think even if I have to do it right now, I probably not very confident anymore either to go there by myself. But actually, there was the rules. If you're gonna be drawn in inside what, you have to have two. So two phlebotomists and one nurse at the
Mm,
minimum.
mm,
Because the nurse need to, they know the patients, so they know like what this patient is here for. They know what tendency the patient is going to be, and then they have to kind of have to maybe take a control of the patients if it get too out of hand. And then two phlebotomists, because one has to be sometimes you have to hold down the patient. And then I think if I remember correctly, we cannot bring our phlebotomist tray in. You have to count everything that you bring in. So you have to count like, okay, one tourniquet, three tubes, two needles, and then when you leave, um, I think even like with the sharp, um, we have to carry, like the little waste sharp container, but like in there when we go in, it has to be empty because the needle that we throw away, you have to be able to see like in there, like that's one or that's two, like whatever needle that you carry in, you need to make sure that you have it with you either in the discard the sharp container or in your hand. So you can't not leave anything, not gauze, not band-aid, nothing. So that's why it was kind of stressful for me, like, and that yeah, I didn't wanted to go back to that word since. I'm sorry, but there are other stronger my phlebotomists that I really appreciate them. Yeah, Sylvia, what do you think? Do you have any like patients experience that you like to share with us?
I do. And one, well, I can tell you a great experience with
Mm,
one of the
yeah, that's
patients.
always nice to hear.
I never, I never thought I was doing an impact on that patient
Mm,
until later on. This patient was hospitalized for months in the hospital. She was in the ICU as well. And she came out after she came out of the ICU, she went home. Months after, she came and see me and she's
mm,
like, "Hi, Sylvia." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Definitely you draw so many patients that you don't remember all of them. She's like, "Can I talk to you?" I say, "Sure. How are you?" She's like, "I'm doing well." She said, "I do want to let you know one thing. You inspire me. Whenever you spoke to me, you gave me strength to move on.
Mm,
Strength that I was going to do better." I was so shocked and amazed that she even brought this to my attention because I never thought I gave her that. I inspire her in any way. So when she came up to me and explained to me that the times that I went to go draw her blood, it was the best time of the time that she was there as an inpatient because I always came in, did her blood draw, spoke to her, and gave her hope that she will be okay. I said, "Don't worry about it. We're here for you. That's why we're here to draw your blood, to check on you, to see how you're doing." And I remember seeing their family members also coming to staying there with her, and she even told, well, of course, I after months you wouldn't even remember their faces, but she told me even my family were I really appreciate the fact that you were there, gave a smile to me, gave us hope that I will be doing better. I was like, wow, I'm so happy and proud that to hear that from you because I would never even think I would make a difference on anyone's life, by just drawing their blood, which is my job. So definitely it made me really happy.
mm,
Just knowing that she was doing well, first of all, that she came out of the ICU, and second of all, that she was inspired by me just coming to say you'll be doing better little by little. You'll see the improvement,
mm.
and soon you'll when you less expect it, you'll come out. And sure enough, it did happen.
Um,
She was really happy to see me after months that I had not even seen her
so she
either,
came
and
for
she
a
knew my
checkup.
name. I was like, wow.
So she
Say
came.
it again.
Did she came back for the checkup? That's when you met her again.
Yes,
Mm,
she came
mm.
to the outpatient center. She's like, "Where have you been? I have not seen you." I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" Um, I was like, "Hold on, who is she?" I'm trying to figure out. I have so many patients. She's like, "Oh, it's me. I was in the ICU and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, I remember you."
Mm,
So definitely, for me, it was emotional because you would never see what an impact you are for the patients as well.
mm,
You just show up with a smile. and without realizing it, it's welcoming to them. It's for them, it's something they need to see, or I guess experience, because they're there for a reason. Their emotions are down.
Yeah.
They're overall, they need some encouragement, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Definitely. And you give
Yes.
her that. So
yeah.
thank you, Sylvia.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
cute to hear, but it
Mm-hmm.
really just highlights
Yes.
how every little interaction with patients really can help them.
Thank you, Sylvia, for sharing that story. I think
No.
that might be very inspired to other phlebotomists, and also if you are interested in become a phlebotomist, that is something you are making a difference in patient life. Don't just think that, oh, I'm just drawing the blood, you stick the needles and then you leave. No, like what you do, the interaction that you have with the patients in those few minutes, um, it does make an impact. You like this case, the patients will feel more comfortable, and the will to get out the hospitals, get recovery. That's really awesome to hear. Sylvia, so what do you think is the skills or personality trait that a good phlebotomist should have?
I can tell you, as a phlebotomist, you need to be compassionate.
Mm,
A lot of times, you do not know what the patient is feeling. You do not understand what they're going through. A lot of times, you need to put yourself in their shoes.
yeah.
It could be one of your family members overall that you may not know what's happening to them, but you need to go ahead and understand them. I know there's times they're going to be aggravated, they're going to be upset because you're there. There's going
Mm-hmm.
to be days they're going to be happy to be there. So we need to understand them, and we
Yeah.
need to go ahead and take the initiative of being professional and understand what's happening to them.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for, yeah. I think I agree with you. I think that is a very important, um, I guess it's an important personality trait, not just for phlebotomists. I get it's important for everybody who work in a healthcare to have that. What do you think, Mars?
That's correct.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. You've kind of put me on the spot,
Oh.
but I do agree. I think being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes is a just an important skill in life in general. But I think being able to have that compassion while like drawing a patient or interacting with patients will give you more patience for the patient, especially if they do feel irritable and stuff like that. It just helps you understand, and not only that, but like um how to take your time and then be more tolerable of what it is, and then just provide the best care that we can.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I think I just remember something I wanted to share. It's like, my own personal experience again. Um, I think before I kind of find that or think like compassionate and trying to understand the patient is important. Um, like I said, I have to go through like different clinics trying to finish those draw, right? So to me, I think my focus at that time was like, oh, they're just another stick that I have to get done. I think that was a very wrong mindset, and um I feel like it's kind of somehow like kind of oversight. Like for myself, I do feel regret, like, having those thoughts, but I don't understand the importance of it until like one day, my father was sick. I had to take him to the emergency rooms, and then one of the nurses came in actually, and then was like, "Oh, we need the blood. I'm gonna send phlebotomist to come here like very soon. So hold on, like, we need to get the blood draw done stat so we can figure it out what's going on." I said like, okay, like just hurry up. Like if you can't find the phlebotomist right now, give me the needles, like I will draw it for you. Like I mean, I just say that because like it seemed like they were running around, it was busy, and I just kind of tried to like get the blood so that like I know like you need to get the blood so the lab can start doing the testing. And then this one phlebotomist come in, um and then he was like, hey, my name is blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, can you like, in my head like, okay, okay, can you like hurry up, like I don't care what your name is but like can you hurry up. So like I think I was just focusing on like my father, but he was so proficient. He was really calm, and he was like, yeah, yeah, and my name is like, pretend it's Michael, okay? He isn't, but like let's say pretend like, hey, my name is Michael. I'm gonna take care of you. Like, don't worry. I'll get the blood draw. Everything will be fine. And he just did everything like so smooth, really quick, and then he get out. Like, and actually, his voice kind of calmed me down also because I was a little very like panicky mode also at that time because like I came home and I just found my dad on the floor and then we just have to take him to the, yeah, that's why like it was like I don't know how long he was out, I don't know what happened, so we kind of rushed him to the hospital. Yeah, so it was kind of scary for us as well. And then this was like a really long time ago, so it was not very professional of me also, like at the time, even though I was like training at that time, like still in training with phlebotomists, like I should be understand, like like, hey, there's a thing, like they have to come in, introduce themselves, telling us what, like, oh, I'm about to do this, they're not just come in and like throwing it all at you, right? But like in my head I was like, hurry up, get it done. But yeah, so I like, yeah, so compassionate is one thing, and I think that phlebotomist, he was great. Actually, almost forgot about him. I feel like a lot of this suppressed memory kind
This podcast has just been,
of bring up a lot of
yeah.
memories for
Um,
me. I think I might have suppressed a lot.
so, I guess, aside from personality traits, what's a technical skill, I guess, as you would put it, that you think a phlebotomist needs? Like, for example, do you think it's necessary to have like very steady hands to do this, or can someone who's just like, I mean, you wouldn't want that shaky, right? But like, what's the leeway of less steady hands?
Oh, overall, I can tell you at the beginning, as you start phlebotomy, our phlebotomists can become nervous and they'll start shaky, but as you go on and keep doing it over and over, that skill changes. You get more comfortable. You um, start getting to know, where should I be drawing, where that skill is learned overall
Hmm.
when
It can be
you
learned.
start drawing more patients. Yes. So
Hmm.
the only way you become better as a phlebotomist is keep drawing. I can tell you that. So at the beginning, no matter what, I can tell you the first draws you start drawing as a phlebotomist, you will be nervous and start shaking. But that will be stopped as you keep doing blood draws and you get more comfortable.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, you get more confidence in your skill. So in a way, the patient is also your teacher,
Oh, that's
right?
a good way to think
Yes,
about it.
that's correct.
But
Yeah, the patients.
so there you go, guys. If you have a little bit of unsteady hands, don't let that deter you from your dreams of becoming a phlebotomist. You can do it. So,
Yeah, if that's what you want to be, you can train. Oh, and also I think I wanted to say like I think one of the games that we had played during lab week was to stack three plastic cups, like
oh
so
yeah.
like your hands, and then you stack three plastic cup like down, up, down, and then you walk in 1 minute how far you can go. All of our CLSs sucks, okay? They took 3 steps and then all the cups are crumbling down. Like I think the farthest that any CLS in all 3 shifts that I know of had gone was not more than 5 steps. Me, I took 2 steps, I think.
So
And then it's like all covering down.
it was the phlebotomist or a phlebotomist who won the game.
It was a phlebotomist who won the game, and all, but actually all the phlebotomists um had gone like at least 15 step, at least, like the I think, but the person who won actually, like, he hit the wall, like he
Oh,
walked straight down like that. He just couldn't go any further, and I was like, I'm not planning for this, you're just gonna win.
oh.
Yeah, like, so I'm just
Oh,
saying, like,
wow.
they just have a very sturdy hand, and then that just, I think we weren't even thinking of that, but then at the end I was like, wait, how come only phlebotomists can do this? And then I was like, oh, I guess it's come with a job. It's a skill.
It's a skill. Yeah, very good. It's a skill.
Yeah. Look like Sylvia is having difficulty, but we were able to kind of reconnect with her on the phone. So we might have to reconnect with Sylvia in another time. But here's Sylvia. We have her on the phone.
We like to
Do you want to
say
say any last departuring words?
say goodbye.
Yes,
Any
definitely.
advice?
Definitely. I can tell you guys, anyone interested on the medical field, definitely become a phlebotomist. At least you will be able to interact with nurses, doctors, and from there you'll know whether you do want to pursue nursing, even become a doctor, and you will have a lot of experience. I can tell you that for sure. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. Okay. Bye, Sylvia.
Bye bye. Bye, everyone.
Oh,
Okay, I guess it's just you and me again, Mars.
well, I'm really glad we were able to get her on. It was very eye-opening, even though like for the CLS training program, right, you only get a small exposure of what it's like, um, and why phlebotomy is a very important part of the diagnostic process.
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our viewers regarding, I guess, closing this episode?
Um, I know that I mean, we didn't get to talk to Sylvia for that much. We'll, definitely gonna try to get her back on again because there's a lot that we plan to talk about. So, but if there's anything else that, we haven't covered and you are interested in, wanting to hear, how to become a phlebotomist, what schools, how to look up the list, what's the day to day for phlebotomists look like, anything like that. If you wanted to ask any questions, leave them in the comment down below. Both of us, we do read the comments, and we try our best to respond to it as soon as we can. And always remember, your blood tell you the story of your health, and the blood came from phlebotomists. Thank you. And we'll see you later. Bye.